Hello, Scott Haskin here, and I'm here to talk about the song "Oh Hellish Night" from Haunted Holidays' Deadly Christmas 2 album. Haunted Holidays has just been a great journey for me, and I wanted to see if there were some other ideas out there maybe that I hadn't thought of. And I couldn't come up with anything for "Oh Hellish Night" that I was happy with, so I reached out to my dear friend and talented author, Lindsey Loucks, who was very interested in working on that with me, and she came up with a fantastic idea of this mother wanting to protect their child. She was new to the town, so she didn't believe all the rumors of, mayhem that would happen and why the town was on an early lockdown each night because of this creature terrorizing them. And so she just takes an innocent trip out to take a couple of bags of trash out to the can, and that's when the mayhem ensues. I really like the intensity of this story, and I found it interesting because when I'm working with the dialogue or writing out the story, there's certain parts of the tempos and swells that I'm kind of developing along the way. Kind of like when you're writing lyrics and you kind of find a melody within that. I was finding hills and valleys and things that I wanted to follow and thinking about how I would deliver the dialogue as well as just tell the story. So this is the one case where I didn't write the dialogue, and that being the case, I found it interesting to go back and then find the pacing of the story. Certainly, she wrote it with an increasing intensity and then a drop-off. And so I was able to follow that musically, and I loved it. I loved the way that just naturally reading the story, the dialogue picked up as the story got more intense, as the monster was attacking the child, and then the mother was trying to save the child and find her power to take this creature down and save her baby. The intensity in the music just naturally rose up as well. Obviously, once the dialogue is there, then you kind of have a little bit of an idea of the pacing of how the music should go, and you can find a tempo within that. But the tempo was increasing as it went on. It was a very interesting piece to write, but I love the story she wrote. Funny enough, a couple of weeks, I think, after the album came out, or maybe before the album came out, but once we were done with the song, and I had sent it to her, and I said, what do you think? And it was a very mutual partnership on this one, because if she wasn't happy with the music, I would have rewritten it. But she was, and I was happy with the initial story. I think there were just a couple of words that we changed, but it was pretty much done from the first draft, which is great. And so I sent her a picture that I found on the internet, and I said, I don't know what you were picturing in your head when you wrote this, but this is basically the creature that I've seen in my head since the very beginning, because we first noticed that the creature is attached to a trash can, and then it takes off for the house once it's discovered through the door that she left open. And it was a picture, and I don't know if this picture was photoshopped or not, but it's one that was going around the internet. And it's a picture of a giant snow crab that's hanging out on the side of an aluminum trash can. And so I sent her the picture and just said, this is kind of what I keep picturing in my head. And she said it was actually the same creature or the same picture that kind of nudged her to write the story in that direction. So of all the bazillions of pictures that are on the internet, we actually were both thinking of the same picture, which is really fascinating to me. We were definitely in the right zone, and maybe it was the way that she described it that kind of brought that image back to my head and said, oh yeah, I remember that snow crab on the trash can picture. I'm not really sure, but thank you, Lindsey. Such a wonderful job on this song. A great story. Certainly gave me a challenge to narrate and do the music, but it was a lot of fun, and I'm really happy with the outcome. So we'll see you guys in the next video.